ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delayed Sahaya, are now ready for your daily news briefing at 10:30 local time. First, let us catch up with the major headlines. Water reservoirs creating significant impact on agricultural development. Youth Organization Week in Southern West Sea region. Russia urged foreign missions to evacuate diplomat citizens from Ukraine. And Trump to meet Xi in Beijing with Iran and Taiwan are top of the agenda. Proceeding with our reports. The water reservoirs constructed over the past 35 years by the government of Eritrea in collaboration with partners have played a very significant role in agricultural development in general and vegetable and fruit production in particular, according to the report from the Public Relations Division of the Ministry of Agriculture. According to the report, the number of dams stood at only about 130 at a time of independence has now increased more than six-fold, reaching approximately 850. The water reservoirs ranging from strategic large-scale dam to small micro-dam, as well as diversion structure, have not only contributed to water supply for both humans and livestock, but also boosted vegetable and production by more than six-fold and fruit production by more than 71 times. Residents across the country who benefit from these dams also confirmed that the reservoirs constructed after independence have had a major impact on improving livelihoods, supporting livestock, enabling the establishment of new farms and expanding production of vegetable and fruits. Eritrea's geological location make it highly vulnerable to drought and desertification. As a result, the government and people of Eritrea have made a soil and water conservation as well as construction of water reservoirs among their top priorities and have been actively engaged in these efforts. Accordingly, over the past 35 years, extensive soil and water conservation activities has been carried out. These efforts include treating more than 2,930 hectares of agricultural land, over 135,000 hectares of catchment area, as well as construction of check dams with total capacity exceeding 6.2 million cubic meters, as heightened in the report. Youth and Students Organization Week has been conducted in the subzones of Central Doncalia and the port city of Asab in the Southern West Sea region under the theme Enhancing Organization Through Growing Awareness. The program, which was conducted from 23rd April to 3rd May, including educational and cultural competitions featuring traditional, cultural and Eritrean ethnic groups, modern dance, drama and poetry, fashion show, innovation and creativity display, painting, general knowledge, and other competitions. Noting that the objective of the program was to strengthen organizational capacity of youth by enhancing their awareness, Mr. Ali Ahmed, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students in the Asab subzone, commended the strong participation demonstrated by the youth. Mr. Burhana Kidane, representing the administrator of Asab subzone, and Mr. Ahmed Adam, representing the managing director of Central Doncalia subzone, commended the successful organization of the program and called for its reinforced continuity. Underlining the significance of the program in enhancing creativity of the youth and inculcating noble cultural and societal values, Mr. Fasahaya Kidane, head of the Education Office in the Southern West Sea region, called for contribution of all concerned institutions to ensure the continuity of the program. Mr. Osman Abdul Qadir, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students in the region, on his part commended all those contributed to the successful implementation of the program. At the concluding event of the program, awards were presented to winners of various competitions. Successful cataract surgery has been performed on 87 patients in Ad-Duhala Hospital. Dr. Awad Tasfai, acting of the health service in Ad-Duhala subzone, during the campaign, which lasted more than 1 week, diagnosis was conducted on about 2,500 citizens and surgery was performed on 187 of them. He also called on the public to properly care for their eyes and visit health facilities on a time where they experience eye problems. Mr. Kahsai Temasgen, eye treatment expert at the hospital, said that the campaign was part of the effort being conducted across the country to prevent blindness and called on citizens to undergo surgery to properly use the medicines provided by them. The beneficiary citizens, on their part, said the surgery performed on their area had significantly contributed to saving their time and resources. Eritrean communities in Switzerland, Australia, Germany, and Saudi Arabia has conducted various activities aimed at strengthening awareness, organizational capacity, and participation in the national development drives. Accordingly, the Eritrean Professionals Association in Switzerland conducted its founding progress on 3rd May in Zurich. Underscoring that organization has a significant role in enhancing capacity, Mr. Haptum Zerai, Charge d'Affaires at the Eritrean Embassy in Switzerland and Eritrea's permanent representative to the United Nations and other international organizations, expressed the expectation that the Professionals Association, in collaboration with the other national organizations, will play its due role in enhancing Eritrea's capacity as well as upholding national interests. Mr. Ismail Mohammed Noor, head of the Public and Community Affairs, congratulated the members of the association for holding their founding congress and wished them success in all their future endeavors. Mr. Isyas Hadgu, acting chairman of the association, said that the objective and mission of the association is to strengthen contribution to national affairs by coordinating Eritrea's professionals as well as encouraging young Eritreans born in diaspora to strengthen their attachment to their homeland. Dr. Tony Locher, a supporter of the Eritrean struggle for independence and Eritrea's honorary consul in Switzerland, said that EPLF is an organization that emerged victorious through strong organization and perseverance and called on Eritrean nationals in Switzerland to face challenge in accord with their embassy. In the same vein, seminars and activities assessment meeting has been organized for members in the Eritrean communities and as well as PFDJ nationals and National Union of Eritrean Women and YPFDJ organization in Australian cities of Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, and Sydney under the theme Our Unity and Social Harmony, Guarantee of Our Existence. Mr. Yasin Omar, head of the Public and Community Affairs, provided briefing focusing on the conflict resolution and management. Mr. Andreas Abraham, Eritrea's Consul General in Australia, on his part, called on nationals to strengthen organization, unity, and contribution to the national development programs. The German branch of the National Union of Eritrean Women also conducted its 22nd Congress on 25th and 26th April in Frankfurt. At the Congress, in which representatives from 24 branches of the Union took part, Mr. Johannes Wolu, Charge d'Affaires at the Eritrean Embassy, presented a 3-year activity report. Ms. Negasit Agai, chairperson of the National Union European branch, conducted a seminar for participants on their management. At the Congress, a 3-year roadmap was adopted and an executive committee was elected. Likewise, training was provided from 20th to 30th April to the heads of the National Union of Eritrean Women and Youth Organization in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The training covered basic ideology and politics, psychological warfare and resilience, the history of Eritrean people, significance of organization, religion and religious extremists, and the national character, and other related issues. Mr. Abdurrahman Osman, Eritrea's Consul General, and Mr. Ahmed Jafar, head of the Public and Community Affairs, noting the importance of the strengthening organization and called on the trainees to apply the knowledge they gained from the training in their daily activities. A conference focusing on the strengthening organization was also conducted in Jeddah from 18th to 25th April. Straight ahead is our international news after a short break. Welcome back. Russia has formally warned all diplomatic missions and international organizations about a potential large-scale retaliatory strike on Ukraine urging them to leave the Ukrainian capital immediately, Russian Foreign Minister spokesperson Maria Zakharova has said. Earlier this week, the Russian Defense Ministry announced a two-day ceasefire on May 8th and 9th to mark the end of World War II in Europe, urging Ukraine to follow suit and warning of the potential large-scale retaliatory strike on Ukraine. The ministry pointed out comments made by Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky earlier in the day, which it said contained threats to target Moscow during the Victory Day celebration. Moscow's warning must be taken with the utmost seriousness, Zakharova said in a statement on Wednesday. She revealed that the Foreign Ministry sent a formal note to all diplomatic missions and international organizations accredited in Russia, urging them to withdraw their personnel from the Ukrainian capital ahead of the potential retaliatory strike. Russia did not provide any official response to Zelensky's announcement. While media reports suggested the intensity of the long-range strike launched by both sides has waned and hostiles continued last month, Moscow declared an Easter truce which the Russian military said is violated by the Ukrainian more than 6,500 times within 34 hours. On our last report, President Donald Trump head of the Beijing next week to press Chinese President Xi Jinping to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz, closed since the outbreak of the U.S.-Israel war with Iran. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said in a two leaders would exchange views to Iran in person at May 14th and 15th, and summit called on Beijing to stop blocking UN initiatives aimed at protecting commercial shipping in the strait. The closure has reverberated across Asia, and analysis said economic pressure appeared to have spurred China to work with Pakistan to help broker two-week ceasefire. Before the war, roughly 20% of the world's oil and liquefied natural gas passed through waterways. Beijing views the summit as an opportunity to stabilize its relationship with Washington, though officials remain divided on how to handle the conflict, sources familiar with the matter said. China is also expected to press the United States to reduce arms sale to Taiwan. Tensions between the two sides have risen ahead of the talks, and Washington sanctioned a major Chinese oil refinery and roughly 40% shipping companies over the purchase of the Iranian crude, prompting Beijing to order companies not to comply, invoking a so-called blocking rule for the first time. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Water reservoirs creating significant impact on agricultural development. Youth Organization Week in Southern Red Sea region. Russia urged foreign missions to evacuate diplomatic citizens from Ukraine. And Trump to meet Xi in Beijing with Iran and Taiwan at the top of the agenda. And that was the news from ERi-TV studios. This has been the Let's Hire reporting. Thanks for watching and have a good night.